Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today I just thought I'd talk a little bit about seed planting. I addressed that a little bit in a recent tag video that I did, and I spoke about how important I feel it is to plan what you're going to buy and where it's going to go so that you're not overbuying. It can be very easy as gardeners to just get really excited about a lot of varieties and different things and pick seeds up here and there. And trust me, I still do that a little bit, but I try really hard to keep things in check and only buy what I'm going to grow or what I really want to try and what I have room for. Otherwise, I find it can get a little overwhelming and it just turns into clutter in your house or your garden shed with all the extra seed packets around, and you're not sure what's from what year, what's from another year, especially if you save seeds. So I just like to get things organized and just have what I need on hand for the most part. I mean, you're always going to wind up with a little excess because you don't always plant every seed in every pack, or you save a few seeds, or someone gives you seeds, but I try to keep that as under control as possible. So I just thought I'd show you what I try to do to keep things well planned and in check. The first thing I always do is make sure I have a nice warm cup of coffee with me. It's cold and wintry here when I'm doing this. It's minus 16 Celsius outside today, and winds are blowing like crazy. So it's a cold one out there. It's a nice day to be inside looking through seed catalogs and dreaming of summer. So I've already gone through my seeds and I've actually made my orders, but I just thought I'd show you quickly what I do. So no real science to this, nothing revolutionary going on. I just went through, I had two seed catalogs that I went through this year. I went through the Vessie's catalog and the TNT catalog. These are both, I think, Canadian companies. Vessie's is from PEI, and TNT is, where are they from? Yeah, TNT is from Winnipeg. So, two Canadian companies. I'm sure you all have your favorite seed providers and seed catalogs, so that doesn't really matter where you get them from, as long as it's a reputable company that you feel confident purchasing your seeds from. Then I just went through page by page and I made an alphabetical listing starting with all the plants that I wanted. It was really nice. The Vessie's catalog actually is alphabetized for their vegetables, maybe for their flowers too, I'm not sure. So I just went through, and every time I came across a vegetable that I wanted, I wanted some beans, so I went through and I wrote down, I have TNT here, Vessie's here, and then I actually ordered a few things from Incredible Seeds as well. So I just wrote down the heading, TNT, Incredible Seeds, Vessie's, and I went through and I marked down, if I found a bean that I really wanted to try, like I want to try black beans this year. So I know I don't have any black beans because I've never done them before. So I picked out one, I read all the descriptions, picked one that I thought would probably do well here and would be one that I wanted, wrote it down. And then I also needed some other types of beans. So I picked some yellow beans, some purple beans, and I actually had some green beans on the list as well. Then I went through with every vegetable that I wanted to try. I wrote it down. I picked what I wanted. Just put down the things I wanted. And I had a list on my phone from watching other people on YouTube, some of the tomatoes, peppers, different things that they've tried and they really recommended, and felt strongly they were a good variety to try. So I had some of those in mind that I was looking for as I went through, but I also read the descriptions of other kinds, and I just kind of picked what I wanted, like a kid in a candy store. Then, after I had those all written down, came reality. What do I already actually have? So, like I said, I had picked out black beans, green beans, yellow beans, and some burgundy beans to try. But I have two open packs that I'm spilling already of green beans. So, and they're good beans. There's nothing wrong with that variety. They're good beans, and I had no germination problems with the green beans that I remember from last year. So why would I buy more? I already have a good trusted variety that produces well for me in my climate. I have lots of seed. So I went through and crossed out the green beans. And that happened for a few other things too. I think I came across, I had, what was it, broccoli. I had 3 kinds of broccoli written down, and I already had some broccoli here. There were a couple of kinds I really wanted to try, but I took one of them out because I do have some broccoli seeds here. So like I said, it's not a foolproof plan. I do obviously wind up with leftover seed, but it does help to keep it under control a little bit. So I wound up taking out some carrots, eggplant, kale. What else did I cross off? Oh, I had lots of pak choi seeds left. So yeah, I went through and just reminded myself of what I already had and took some of it off the list so I wouldn't wind up with an overabundance. So once I had my list of what I wanted to buy, I still didn't purchase anything yet. So then I went through, and I always make a plan of my garden. So this is last year's plan. It's actually a little tidier looking. And it's mapped out with all the raised beds. And then I had to keep in mind that I had those large pots this year and a few other pots that I want to grow in. But I have each raised bed outlined. One little square on the graph is 6 inches, and I have it all outlined. And I actually have every bed numbered. I don't know if you ever see that in my videos, but I have my beds, there's a number on the end of my beds. And it just helps me to keep track of what's planted where as I'm looking through these maps. So then I can go through, and I don't worry a ton with crop rotation, but I do try to move things around a little bit just to not deplete the soil too much if I can. But I'm always adding compost, homemade compost and things to my soil. But anyways, the point of this is I went through and I just said, okay, now do I have room for all the things I want to do? Because there's a few new plants that I wanted to try. And I have a lot of types of tomatoes and peppers that I want to try this year. And so I just really needed to go through and see if I had room to put all these plants. And I don't have it completely planned as far as like perfect plant spacing yet, but I have a pretty good rough idea here of what I'm going to be doing. The only thing I haven't gotten in here yet is I do want to do some Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to have to find a spot for those. I'll probably just do one plant of those just to try it this year anyways. And I need more room for potatoes. The big pots that I had last year, you may have seen some of my videos, I had purchased some really pretty good sized pots that used to be city planters for in their like medians and things. I had those filled with potatoes mostly last year, and a couple of pots had tomatoes in them. And this year I'm going to try to dedicate that area of my yard to the more viney things like squashes and pumpkins. So I'm not sure how that's going to go, if it's just going to become overwhelming with all the viney things I'm hoping to grow this year, but I wanted to try it and just see what it's going to turn out like. Each pot will kind of have their own variety in it, and we'll go from there and see how that goes. So that loses some of the potato space that I had last year, so I'm going to have to still work that out. I'm still figuring that out, but I'll get that figured out. But everything else other than those Brussels sprouts, like I said, and the potatoes, I think I figured out where they're going. So that's what I do. So I've picked my seeds, I've dreamt about everything I want to grow, I've hit reality and saw what I actually already have. I planned to see where everything was going to fit. And then I plunked it all in their websites and made my orders. And the exciting thing is, today, some of those orders have arrived. So let's have a little peek. I haven't gotten everything yet, but I've gotten a few things. So let's have a little peek and see what I got. We'll save this one for later. This is kind of a special one, to me anyway. So this is, who was this again? TNT Seeds. I wrapped it up really nicely here. Wrapped it in the catalog. Another order form in case I forgot something. And all, that's nice how it was all held together in that paper. I've gotten things from them, just very small orders in just a small envelope before, but that was wrapped up like that. You know, it's not gonna, if the envelope gets broken or something, it's not gonna be spilt all over and you lose things. So I already have this catalog. Maybe I'll pass that on to a friend. So this was some peas. These are sugar snap peas. They're an edible pod pea. These are those black beans I was talking about. They're black turtle beans. So I'm excited to try these. I like black beans. The rest of my family's not super big when I throw them in, but I throw them into a few dishes and they still eat them, so we'll go with those. I think this is more peas. Oh, yeah, this is more peas. So these are the green arrow. So those are just kind of a reliable standby for me. I really like the green arrow peas, and they grow well for me here. I had some flower seeds. Separate those out. So this is one of the tomatoes I heard a lot about on YouTube this past season, and it's San Marzano. So I wanted to try this one. It's a paste tomato, and some people are saying they like it better than the regular Romas that a lot of us will grow for that. So I'm gonna try that. Oh, this is the chocolate sprinkles. I just wanted to get some fresh seed for those. Some of mine didn't just turn out real well this year, so I wondered if something happened with the seeds. So I just wanted to get some fresh seeds. So hopefully I get some good chocolate sprinkles tomatoes. Mine were good, but they just weren't what I wanted. Oh, I haven't grown onions from seeds probably in 10-15 years. So I want to get back into that. Now that I've been watching some of you and I've seen how you do it, I think I have a better handle on what I was maybe not doing right to get really good onions from seeds. I'll probably still grab a set of seeds when it comes closer to the season, but I'm going to get some. And these were a Spanish onion. They're called Candy Hybrid. And these ones, I believe, were supposed to store late and be a nice onion. So try those. Here's another tomato. This is the black crim. Again, some of my tomato seeds, I felt like maybe, and I don't know what happens with tomatoes. Like I should study this up if there's cross-pollination, because I grow all my tomatoes and peppers and everything so close together. I'm not sure if they cross-pollinate, but some of my black crim just didn't seem quite like black crim anymore this year from my saved seeds. So I just thought I would buy some new black crim and I'd see if there was a difference. I got Taiwan cabbage. I can't remember, but I think this was one for coleslaws and that type of thing. So I'll have to look back through the catalog. This was the cheddar cauliflower. And I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It's like an orange cauliflower head instead of white. And people say it tastes really well and that it's easier to grow is what I've heard than the white cauliflower. So I finally managed to get cauliflower growing this year in the white stuff. And so now I thought I'd try this orangey yellow cheddar cauliflower. This was a cucumber, trying to remember, Babylon. I think this was one that I wanted for making little pickles, but I'll have to look back in the catalog and read it again just to make sure I know which one it is, but I think that's what this one was. And this is Kohlrabi. Now Kohlrabi, I really debated on my list with this one because when I went through my seeds, I have a couple of packages of Kohlrabi. They're both a white kohlrabi. And again, I've heard people just say that they think the purple either tastes better or grows better, just different opinions on that. So I wanted to try the purple for myself. Last year, I think, was the first year I tried the kohlrabi. Did I try it the year before? No, I'm pretty sure last year was the first year I tried it, and it was the white. Why I have a couple of packs, I don't know. Probably picked up an extra at the store because I thought I didn't have any. So this year I'm going to try the purple as well as the white, see if there's any difference. And what's this? Oh, large order bonus. Coreopsis, Dwarf Amulet. Well, I love Coreopsis, so I'm excited. This is a flower, if you don't know. And it's a beautiful little flower, so that'll be fun to try that one. Scarlet red flowers and red yellow centers, so that'll be great to try that and see. And then I had ordered some other flowers. Purple prairie clover. I like to try a lot of things that are native in one area of my yard, actually my front yard. I try to do mostly native plantings there. And then the petunias worked so well for me growing them last year. I ordered some more from them. Their seeds are pelleted seeds, which I think makes a big difference from everything I've read and seen about growing petunias, just makes it easier. And their prices, between some of the different places that I looked, their prices were much better with TNT than anywhere else. So I got White Storm, Daddy Mix, which I think was like pinks and reds and whites if I remember, and then Red Storm. So I'm going to be getting some more petunias going. The Storm ones are supposed to be a little bit different. The ones I grew last year I think were a Cascade, and they're just a longer trailing petunia. These ones are supposed to be a little bit more well behaved in pots and things. The ones I had were nice looking and certainly cheaper than picking up in the store for some of them. But these should mound and trail a little bit more, so I think they'll be just a little bit nicer in the pots for me. And then I'm trying to remember, who is it that has these bunny tail grasses? I want to say Mary Curry, but I'm not positive. But someone was showing these off in one of their videos, and I fell in love. And then here they were in the catalog, so I had to get myself some of these. So that's what I got from TNT. And now, like I said, this is from Blazing Star Wildflower. It's a seed company with, I believe it's all native seeds, and they're in Saskatchewan. And if I can open this, I can just pull it. And so these will be some seeds to add to my front yard collection mostly. There was one thing that I found there though that sealed the deal that I was ordering from them, and that was these King of the North peppers. Anywhere else that I looked for them, they were sold out, and I found them in this company that specializes in a lot of native plants and heritage plants. So I was very excited to find these. So they'll be going obviously not in my flower garden, but in my vegetable garden. And then I have some 3-flowered avens. This is a really neat little native plant here. And I don't know if you can see how the seed heads form, but they're just a beautiful little flower. And I've been toying with the idea of getting some for a few years, and then I actually found some in a wildflower planting or a native flower planting at a museum in the province here, and when I could see them growing in a stand, it's easier. Sometimes you see the pictures in the catalogs or different things, and I mean, they always make them look really nice, but you never know, especially with some of these more native wild plants, how they're really going to look in your residential yard. But these I think will go beautifully in there, so hopefully they grow well for me. And this is Meadow Blazing Star. I believe that's like a liatris type plant, but this one is supposed to be, you can see the flowers aren't as showy as some of the liatris flower heads that you might see. But it's supposed to be actually better for pollinators. And again, I saw this in a a native planting that was put together, and this was covered in pollinators, so they definitely enjoy this plant. So this is one that I want to grow for them. And then alum root, again, it's alum root, I believe, is related to the heucheras, and this one is just a native one for our area here, and it has yellow flowers, and they're supposed to be really good for pollinators again. So hopefully I get these growing for me. And this is a dwarf milkweed. Now I have a few types of milkweed in my yard. Milkweed is famous for being a monarch butterfly, a host plant. So that's where a lot of people know about milkweed. But this is a dwarf milkweed. A lot of milkweeds grow really big, and they can spread their seeds quite profusely. But this is supposed to be just a nice little dwarf milkweed, and I'm hoping that it'll be just a nice little addition to tuck in somewhere in my yard. So with little white flowers, a lot of them are very showy flowers on the milkweeds, and these are white flowers. So I'm interested to see these and hopefully I get them growing. So that's what I've gotten for my seeds so far this year. I still have a few more orders to come in, and it's always exciting. I love, like I said, the snow's blowing out there, and it's really fun to be able to look through the garden catalogs, pick out the seeds, and plan for the coming season. So hopefully this video didn't get too long, but I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing to keep myself busy, and some of the plants that I'll be growing next year. So you can watch for videos of me getting some of these started later on in the year, and hopefully I'll have updates, and hopefully I get them all going and I can show you what they're looking like. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you have planned. Is there any special plants that you have picked out or ordered or are looking forward to growing next year? Or any companies or things that you really like to get your seeds from? Do you prefer to just save all your seeds yourself, or do you do seed swaps with friends? What do you do? So let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.